Dr. Sabeel, can you tell us how important is it to share this beautiful way of life, dawah, and also to support the dawah, these efforts of people who are out there trying to really communicate this message of the deen of Islam?
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's very important. If we are doing dawah, we have to find out why we are doing it. Very important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Surah 16, ayah number 125, Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wa mau'izatil hasanati wa jadilhum billati hiya ahsan. Invite all to the way of Allah with wisdom and good preaching, and converse with them in ways which are best and most gracious. We are doing dawah, inviting humanity to Islam, inviting humanity to the worship of the Creator, inviting humanity to paradise. So we do dawah because it's an obligation. We do dawah because we love humanity. We are concerned for humanity. We want the best for humanity. So that is reason enough. But the second important reason is misconceptions about Islam that are increasing day in and day out. According to the Pew Research Foundation survey, March 2015, only 21% of the population in this country, they have a positive perception about Islam. And that percentage is going down each single year, unfortunately. If misconceptions are increasing, people are not aware about who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what's the purpose of life. It is you and me, we have the obligation of showing to them who is the Creator, what's the purpose of life, and to reduce the misconceptions. If misconception is the wall between them and Tawheed, that means we should remove the wall and show them the beauty of Islam. You know, 2 years ago, when I was living in an apartment, when the snow was there in the winter season, I found out that my neighbor's car is parked the wrong side of the road, and I was afraid that the $25 ticket would be given to him if he does not move the car. I became concerned for him. I picked up my phone, I called him so he could save that $25. How about people who are heading towards hellfire by worshipping humans, worshipping idols, worshipping the creation? If we are concerned for $25, should we not be concerned for them living eternity in the hellfire? So for any and all of these reasons, my dear Muslims and my dear people of good heart and good faith, we should come together, not only do dawah, but support dawah. Especially the Deen Show, which is out there in the front line, conveying the message. It needs lots of resources. The cameras that you see up there, you know, the lighting up here, the editing that we do, the scholars that he calls, all of them, they need, not just the time, but expenses.
How much is spent? Yes. Actually, it's a shame, you know, when you look at people, I believe last time I checked was over $100 million has been spent to distort Islam, to attack Islam.
Yes.
So we're asking people, how much are you spending to share Islam?
159 million.
How much?
Whoa, 159 million.
Million?
Yes. But all of these hate groups which are out there, but Pamela Geller and Steve Emerson and Robert Spencer, all of these groups and many, many more, they are collecting money and fear-mongering and trying to discredit Islam. If they could do that much for hate campaign, and not just them, by the way, Christian missionaries in this country, they create 53,000 full-time Christian missionaries each single year in this country, and they send it out to the Muslim countries.
They're spending big money.
Yeah, not only they're dedicating their life, they're spending big money, all for the sake, for the purpose of sharing Trinity, sharing shirk. But Muslims, you and me, we are the custodians of haqq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us. But this blessing is not just for you and me, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Surah Baqarah, Surah 2, ayah number 185. Shahru Ramadan allazi unzila fihi al-Quran hudal lin-nasi wa bayyinatin min al-huda wal-furqan. You know, this is the month of Ramadan, and we all read the Quran, we listen to the Quran. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in the month of Ramadan, the Quran was revealed as a guidance to all of humanity. As a guidance to all of humanity and as a criteria to distinguish between right and wrong. So we are not the custodians of the Quran belongs to humanity, and you and me are the ones to take this Quran, its message, its beauty, its guidance to all of humanity. And last but not the least, this is a critical time. We are in crisis. That if we don't go out and convey the message. We don't want our children holding us responsible. That, dad, father, Abuji, when you had the opportunity, when you had the ability, when you had the resources, why didn't you go out and convey the message? Why didn't you flood the whole world with the beauty, the message, the guidance of Islam? Why did you left us with a world in which there are restrictions, we cannot practice the faith, there are all the laws against the Muslims, against Islam? It would be a very, very sad situation if our kids are going to say that to us, to our generation. And that's not it, by the way. What if we are in our deathbeds and we regret that 2016, when the fear-mongering was going on, Islamophobia was rampant, why didn't we do more? We would be having a sad day on our deathbed. Not our deathbed, forget about that. What about on the day of judgment? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to question us, why didn't you do more when you had the time, when you were building the masajis, even though we need the masajis? When you had the ability, the resources, why didn't you do more for the sake of Islam, inviting humanity to peace? We cannot come back on that day, back on earth, and do the things that we should be doing now. So for any and all of those things, it's an obligation to share the wonderful message. It's a necessity because of the situation. And for all of these things, to share the message and to do the production of these shows and to print the brochures and to have the social media channels, money is needed, resources are needed. So the Muslim Ummah is very generous. They understand that this is the best way to convey the message. We always speak about Islamophobia. The best way to tackle Islamophobia is to educate the people, not just by good words, by good actions. And when you support, inshallah, not only the people who are in the front line, they could do dawah, the reward will also come to you, inshallah. So I hope and pray that not only so I hope and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He make it easy for us. He gives us the tawfiq, the motivation, the inspiration, that all of us united as one Muslim ummah under the banner of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, we become peace ambassadors of Islam to humanity.
May Allah help us and motivate us to spend that money on good causes, because it's going to stay behind. And now as they spend the millions to bash Islam, to attack Islam, will you spend something to share, to help share Islam? You make that decision. If so, contribute now. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.